Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Alright, cool. So I'll talk about the other two cars here. You see, those are the ones that I bought last time. They're finished, but what I really want to do is get involved with this one. After I finished working on those two cars, I went to the junkyard on my own, and I found this in there, which actually surprised me quite a bit. This is a mod that I recently downloaded, and the modder said it was extremely rare. So I was surprised to find one so quickly. This is the Ferrari 250 GT Berlinetta Competizione, something like that, which I'm sure I'm butchering. I apologize to any Italian speakers who are offended. Anyway, the car's value right now is $216,000. I think I paid $400,000. Like $446,000 in the junkyard. Now, if you notice here, the engine is really tiny, and this is because the modder built a really cool engine cover that fills the engine compartment with the actual engine that the car had. And when I bought this in the junkyard, it had that part in there, and it was like 2% durability. So I tried to repair it. No, didn't work. I had to buy another one. I bought another one to put it in here so that it would look more complete, but it wouldn't let me put it in without putting the hood on first. So I had to buy a hood, and that radically changed the value of the car, like right there. So I took those off so that I can get back in here and get this properly put together, so you can see, you know, what a shocking change in the value it made. I did replace the radiator and the battery. The battery is back here somewhere. What are we at now? 1% bodies. That must mean everything is off. And see what interior seats it has. Looks like Seat Typhoon. Steering wheel 3, I'm pretty sure that's Seat Typhoon, so. Game hung up on me there for a second. That always kind of worries me. I'm assuming that since it's a competition model, that this is a race variant of the car. Let's get it cleaned up so that we can see what we're dealing with. Man, I could tell it was blue under the rust, but I didn't actually expect it to be that blue. Alright, so, and the factory color looks like it's a deep red. And you know me, I'll be going with that. Like, there must be, I wanted to jump into it and look, and there's not, well actually you can see the needles for the gauges there. So there must be a interior piece that goes there. So what are you? So I already bought this thing, and since it's the competition version, I'm going to assume that those are the pieces that we need. Front clamshell B, and doors, windows, fender, and there doesn't appear, I already have that. There's headlights, rear bumper, rear window. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to verify things first before I stick them on. I don't want to stick the wrong thing on there and tank the value of the car. See what I mean? I have to put the hood on it to put this in, and see how it looks now? It's like the whole engine compartment is, that cover is the whole engine compartment. I'm going to have to move the car too, because I can tell that I'm not going to be able to get in there to install the clamshell. Okay, so I want to look and see front end, tail lights, front bumper B, front clamshell B. I think I may have bought that. Front clamshell B. What about the front end? Yeah, I did buy that. You know, I just saw there's a front end B there. It's probably that. No, it's not. Okay. Left tail light, right tail light. Those are standard. Because I saw they had these black trim ones, and I don't know if those are different. Well, different obviously, but I don't know which model they're meant for. Look at how that, I thought that was a mirror at first. That's the gas cap. So rear license plate, front clamshell B, left side mirror. I just scrolled right past it, didn't I? Yep. Gonna go ahead and paint it, but I needed to move it to get inside. Have to open the door to get that interior piece put in. There we go. Now we have gauges and stuff. Doesn't look quite so doesn't look quite as barren as it did before. Now you can see the pedals and everything down there. Okay, so now it looks like a car. That should be 100% body. Yeah. So look at that. We started at about 250 grand, I think it was. 220 grand, somewhere in that neighborhood. And now we're over $4 million, and it's just cosmetic rebuild at this point. So that's the factory color, and there must be like a race livery for it. Well, that's like the Ferrari livery. That's very sexy. I think... So yeah, it's got a bunch of race car schemes on it. This is a nice color. I like this. But I think I'm going to have to go with that. Yeah. Yeah, that works for me. I like it. That wasn't where I meant for that car to go. It looks amazingly good already. Can remember what it looked like at first, just as a rust bucket. It looks phenomenal now. I wonder how fast it'll be, since it has the i6 engine in it. I can see that. Oh, look at that! You have drum brakes. Drum brakes and leaf springs. I actually wasn't expecting that at all. So, like every car I've worked on lately has had the suspension arm rear end. Doing leaf spring is actually kind of a relief. Yeah, I see how he... when I was downloading this mod and I was reading the description, it said that the drive shaft like runs into the 3D model of the body of the car because he said he had to shrink down the engine to make it fit underneath the engine cover, because you need to have an engine at least to make the car move. And I understand, why he did that. So I imagine it'll in this mode it's hard to tell the difference. You just saw the drive shaft kind of hanging in the air. But I think it will be, once it's all put together, it won't be so obvious. Now this is one of those ones that doesn't have any exhaust though, isn't it? Except up there. I'm gonna chrome out these wheels, and they're gonna look freaking amazing with this car. I can just picture it. They're gonna look incredible. Because I'm gonna stick with these retro style spoke wheels. I think it's gonna look phenomenal. I think now that I think about it, this is like, I think it said it's RIM 20 or something like that, which is one of the RIMS DLC ones. And actually I think that they're chrome by default. I don't have to paint them if I can repair them okay. Just kind of speculating at the moment because I don't remember. There was another car. I actually think that one Aston Martin race car that I did, where I screwed up the recording, and I'm pretty sure it had the same rims on it. I think they're like RIM 20. I have no idea. What have you got on you? Well, there's a head, and that means there's pistons in it. There's a rod cap there. Okay, so now we just need to, RIM 20. So those are already chrome. And now I just need to process my way out of all of these things. That's like, I shouldn't have mixed these up. 4 small and 8 large. And I actually don't think this thing had a brake servo. It just had, because usually I'll replace those things. Usually I'll replace those things ahead of time. What did I do? I bought that. Need to get our gearbox stuff. And it's the i4 RWD transmission. Those were all sway bar B. One of these, as long as I'm playing this game, you'd think I'd remember to pay attention when I take them off, but I never do. I always have to look them up. Okay, no, I was going to say that I think that takes us down to potentially repairable stuff, but not quite there yet. Shock absorber B. And I need the double wishbone shock absorber for the front. Go ahead and get these wheels dismounted. 35% on that one, that's good. %. So that one we're not going to get back. %, so that's 2 of them we'll be able to repair. %. Yeah, we'll probably only get 2 of them. Okay, let's see what we can fix here. I only saw a couple of things fail, but I think 2 of them were rims. But we didn't get a lot. We didn't get a lot of stuff back. Man, that sucks. Okay, so rim 20, 15. Okay, 1 U-bolt, 1 plate, and the axle. Front axle knuckle cover, upper suspension arm. And there was a solid rear drive axle in there as well. Boy, most of the suspension, a lot of the suspension in this thing was just totally trashed. Front steering knuckle C times 2. Okay, so how big are these tires? They are 185, 65, 15. And I think I will stick with this. Almost $2,500 for 4 tires. $185, $65, $15. So good, I got the correct tire size. Yeah, at least these rims I don't have to spend the extra time painting them. It amuses me to no end though with these kind of rims. You see the way the spindle on the balancer just jams right through the middle of it. I mean, there's no hole there, but it's by God going in there. Speaking of which, I did see the trailer that Playway released with their upcoming titles, and I did see the like 8-second clip of Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 in there. That looked pretty awesome, though. I hope that comes out in a reasonable amount of time, because I'd really like to. I would really like to play it from the beginning, the way I did this, and build it up from the ground up. Because I mean, I did that with this game, and of course, I didn't start making videos until after I had maxed out my level and had a ton of money, and I could just do it, on a lark. But I think it will be. I think it'll be a lot of fun to do the campaign. The whole. The whole campaign from the beginning, all the story quests and whatnot. I certainly do want to get back into hunting the junkyard, though. I do imagine at the beginning, though, when the game comes out, it's not going to have any cars like this right away. I mean, it'll just be the vanilla in-game cars. Your the Bolt, I guess, is the primary in-game brand that they use. It'll be a lot of that stuff. And it'll be a while, I assume, until DLCs come out and mods come out, but it'll be fun for me, at least, to be in it at the ground floor, because I didn't start playing this game until last summer, or was it? I can't remember now. Oops. I guess I didn't buy those. Pretty sure it's been over a year since I started playing it. I don't think it was, during the COVID summer last year. Suppose if I went back to the earliest videos I uploaded and see the date on those, then I would have a better idea. Because I know I've been uploading videos on this game for over a year. And I even bought it it was a bundle I got. I think it was a bundle. It might have been off of Humble, or Fanatical, or I don't remember. I think it was probably off of Humble, though. And it was like a Profession Simulator bundle, and it had Car Mechanic Simulator 2015 and 2018 in it, and a couple of other ones that, like Train Mechanic Simulator, and which I've never actually messed with. All I wanted it for was Car Mechanic Simulator. I didn't really care about any of the other ones. I just hope that whatever they do, that they don't change the control scheme, because I am thoroughly used to this, and it would really stink if they randomly change the controls and everything for God knows what reason. and you have to learn it all. I mean, you can. I mean, it's not a big deal really, but you play a game intensively for a long time, and then you try to do something else, and it takes a bit for that muscle memory to go away. Because even though I bought, like I said, I bought in that bundle. The bundle I bought, it had CMS 2015 in it as well, which I never actually messed with. I bought that bundle sold primarily for this game, and that was the only one out of that bundle that I even played. I thought about, in fact, when I finished the campaign, the story campaign and quests in this game, I thought about playing 2015, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it doesn't have the same DLCs and stuff that this game has, and I just didn't really feel like going back to an older version. It actually really looks good. Really, really impressed with it now. It's going to be I can see this now, though. That engine, when I finish the engine, that engine cover is going to have to come out to be able to put oil in it. Look how little it is. There was another car I did that was like this, where the engine was shrunk down. I think it was that Aston Martin race car, and it was the same sort of thing. The engine was really tiny. Made working on it was a little bit different because you know, everything was a lot smaller. This engine has just a buttload of those camshaft caps. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 of them. And there are 6 rod caps and 5 cam caps in here. Okay, yeah, these are not repairable. That might be, but I'm not going to. So we need 14 of these, and 5 of these, and 6 of these. And we'll need clips, we'll need pulleys. Let's see, it's the I6 pulley, and it's going to need a water pump pulley. It's going to need the I6 timing chain and the I6 sprocket. And we're going to need cam gears. I think there's a I6 cam gear. Yes, need 2 of them. I6 oil. These are all things that we didn't... These are, well, not all of them, but a lot of this stuff are things that we didn't even have. Engine head cover. And we'll need head, and not that, 2 of those. Let's see, I am missing something here. Oh, I know. There's really just a buttload of stuff that goes into one of these engines. I think there's more that goes into one of these than even the V8. Let's see, and this stuff is not repairable anyway. And I've already bought replacements for those things. And that's like all. That's like all that was even in that engine to begin with. And we're not going to get that back either. We're going to have to buy a block. So we've already bought the head. We're going to have to buy the block. I need to buy these in the performance store. The alternate. I repaired these just to sell them for a decent price rather than just scrap. So $100 for the alternator and $100 for the camshaft. It's better than a couple of bucks for scrap value. Okay, I think... I'm pretty sure I don't have everything, but we should be a long way towards getting done. Oh, I know, there's something I just thought of and that I know I didn't buy. Let's jump out and do that. A fairly important part of the engine here. I like to secure the crankshaft before I start hanging pistons off of it. The game doesn't care, but it makes me happy. There we go. It's a little toy engine. Oh man. When you're in close, it's not so obvious. But when you pull back, it's like, wow. Oh damn, I didn't buy those. And this is another thing I like to do with this engine in particular, because if you put in all the caps up here, it will then prompt you to put on the head cover, even though the the timing cover and everything isn't on, which means it like overlaps where those parts are supposed to go. And that annoys me, so I don't do it. I put in like all of these except for the last one, and then I put the front of the engine together. This is a really good looking engine too when it's all put together. It's kind of a shame that you won't be able to see it underneath the engine cover. And if you see here the way the timing cover completes this flange here, so now you install this part, and then when the head cover goes on, it just makes sense, you know. There's a couple of other engines that do that too. The rotary engine in the RX-7 does that with the oil pan. It will just kind of hang out. I guess I didn't buy those either. I guess I didn't buy that. I know I bought the cap though. And I need belts. Okay, there she's done, and we'll go ahead and install that, and this is going to have to come out. It's going to have to come out so that we can install the, not just the oil, but also the, why can't I say it, the exhaust manifold and the starter, which I don't have. And you see the way the drive shaft kind of hangs there? But once we get out of here, I think I'm going to have to look at that. I think when the engine cover is in, it's supposed to cover that up. But we'll see here. Okay, let's see if it does what I think it's supposed to do. Yeah. Yeah, you see here? It's all covered up. So you can't see the drive shaft hanging loose. Excellent. I like that. I like how that was done. That the guy did a really good job putting this thing together. And this is like fantastically valuable. I haven't even looked at I've kind of made a point of not looking at the price because I wanted to, you know, find out how powerful it is and then drive it first. Because another thing the notes said in the mod was that the horsepower had been adjusted. I guess presuming that the mod would cover whatever horsepower it's supposed to have. So let's see. Seems about the same as you would expect for this engine when it's upgraded. It really looks good, man. I'm really impressed with it. I'm not even really into this particular kind of car that much, but I really, really like this. Now, if you happen to watch the last video where the car I drove blew past the end of the speed track, and then through the wall, and then out into outer space, I tried it again. When I finished that DB5 over there, I took that car out onto the speed track and I ran it, and it ended like it was supposed to. So I'm hoping that whatever happened with that Fiat was a one-off thing. And we'll try this out and see how it goes. Okay, here we are. Out here in the big wide open. And it's still, God, I cannot get over how good this car looks. I'm really impressed. Alright, let's see. These tires, like the classic vintage race tires kind of suck if this thing has any real power. We'll see how it goes. Actually, I think we're running alright. Drifting at just a tiny bit. And we have banged up to, let's see, 162, 63. 100 miles an hour, it's just over 7 seconds. Okay, yeah. Since that one car went insane, man, and blew through the end of the track, I've been scared to death to do this again. 164 miles an hour, that seems entirely appropriate for this. So let's go. Okay. You know, I really like this car. I totally didn't intend to do anything with it but sell it, but the more I mess with it, the more I like it. And how much are we now? 4.3 million, 873,000 resto bonus. That's $5.2 million. Holy smokes, man, that's like crazy. I think the one Aston Martin race car was a little bit more. It was like 5.8 million, I can't remember. But I didn't really like that car. This car I like. I'm really torn what to do with it now. I think, well, for sure I want to get rid of these because I have a DB5. And this is, I mean, as much as I love this car, I have one already. I don't need to have multiples of it. And this one is just over $1 million for this car. And then the EB110, this is like the third one of these I've done. And it's a really easy car, and it's worth a ton of money. The carbon fiber body is crazy expensive. And this one is like 2.6 million, 2.8. So yeah, that one is worth a ton of money. It actually has, if I haven't mentioned it before, it has the engine from the Pagani Huayra, which is a twin turbo V12, and it's bananas, like you would expect. It's another one of those cars that really should have slick tires on it if you really wanted to drive it. It's because it's got over 1,000 horsepower. But I'm not keeping this car either, and so that one can go. So that's 3.8 million that we just made. I'm going to move you over here so that I can look at it for a while and decide if I want to keep it. I'm going to leave it in here for now because it looks cool. And I think you know, chances are if I keep a car like this for any length of time, I'm going to keep it. But I want to think about it for a while because $5 million is a lot of money. But I'm not even into race cars so much, but I really like this car. I might take the race livery off of it and just paint it red. But I'll think about it, decide what to do with it. So that will wrap this one up, and wow, I just can't get over it. I can't get over how good looking this car is. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you again here for our next Junkyard adventure, and hopefully at some point I'll find one of these in the Junkyard so you guys can see it there, because it was really exciting to find the car so quickly. I'll probably never see one again at this point. So anyway, on that note, bye for now.